So, in my island update for this week, I have news of how a technical fault at luggage services at Heathrow Airport has caused chaos for thousands of travellers, and it's a wake-up call for anyone going on holiday this summer. Plus, even more shocking than that as well, I do have some advice of what not to pack, having received this photo. I've also got some cruise news for you and the all-important weather forecast for the week ahead. But you can see I'm on the far side of Sunbed beach over here in Palma, and in fact we've just had the Britannia jet pull in right behind me here. Anyway, we're going to start off this video by talking about everyone's worst nightmare when you're going on holiday, and that's arriving at your destination and your suitcase does not arrive. Well, this happened to thousands of flight passengers over at Terminal 5 at Heathrow Airport on Friday, and I didn't see anything about this in the news actually until I received an email from viewer David, who said, "We travelled with British Airways from Terminal 5 and the baggage system was down. Bags were being left everywhere at the baggage drop and it was absolute chaos." He said, "We were told to leave our baggage on a trolley and that was the last we've seen of our suitcases, and it's been 48 hours and still British Airways cannot tell us when we could expect to receive our baggage. We are determined to enjoy ourselves whilst away and are having to buy replacement clothes and visiting the laundrette, and it's not how we wanted to start our much anticipated holiday. We think our baggage is somewhere in this pile in the attached photo. There must have been around 100 of us at the baggage reclaim in the same position, including a number of families with small children. Are you aware of the incident and how long do you think we'll have to wait?" And also David asked me as well for phone numbers of British Airways personnel at Palma Airport. Well, the only thing I could do, and just looking online, was point David in the direction of a baggage reclaim form on the British Airways website, which should hopefully try and track down his luggage for him. But I also took a quick look in the media as well, just to find out and just trying to get a little bit more detail as to what happened over at Heathrow Airport on Friday. And I found a report here from the Daily Express, and it said, "Tourist nightmare as technical glitch leaves piles of stranded baggage at Heathrow Airport." It said more staff have been brought in to help ease the issue, British Airways said. A spokesperson for the airport replied apologising for any disruption this may have caused and are supporting the airline to ensure any missed bags are resent promptly. They said, "Please stay up to date with your airline for any further updates." So according to the report as well, complaints that the luggage just being left out was not secure and basically anyone could take it. Someone said, "It's carnage, it's disgraceful, there's no information," and just a lot of shrugging of shoulders. In a statement, Heathrow Airport confirmed to the Express that the baggage system is now up and running, and the spokesperson said, "Due to a technical fault yesterday, some baggage did not depart from Terminal 5 as planned, and we do apologise for any disruption this may have caused. The issue has been fixed." Don't think it has really, and passengers are checking in as normal today. "We will continue to support British Airways and ensure any missing bags are resent as quickly as possible." A spokesperson also for the airline told My London, the publication My London, they said, "While this issue is entirely out of our control, we are sorry to any customers for any inconvenience caused." Well, I kind of beg to differ, because really it is under their control at some point, because whenever anything's working fine, it works fine, but whenever a system falls over, whenever we have a technical hitch, as this has been described as, or a technical glitch, there's never enough customer service personnel to help deal with the large number of people affected, as has been David's experience here. So I asked David what happened next, and he sent a follow-up email to this. He said, "Yes, we have filled out the luggage form, which I mentioned earlier on." He said, "We did that on Friday evening on the baggage form, but there's been no word from British Airways on where our luggage is." Bearing in mind as well that I've just received this email, we're now looking at Monday morning. He said, "We've been given a dedicated phone number to call. However, when we tried it earlier, they said that it was too busy for us even to join the queue." Can you imagine that? I mean, that is incredible. So managing customers is within British Airways' control, and ensuring that they have enough personnel to deal with this level of queries when things do fall down. So while yes, it was a technical hitch to baggage services at the airport, which is Heathrow Airport's fault, really the airline needs to have systems in place to help deal with the huge amount of queries of holidaymakers wanting to get their luggage. David continued, he said it's really disappointing, and British Airways have said that we can only buy essentials. However, we've spent a lot of money for our stay. We're over at the Mars Senses in Puerto Poyensa. He said therefore we had a shopping trip to CNA, which incidentally is actually in Palma City, which is a good hour and a bit by bus from Puerto Poyensa, to at least get some clothes and some swimwear. The medical centre at Poyensa was excellent and issued a prescription for all of our medication that we needed almost immediately. So at least that is good news. So hopefully we'll get some news from David as well as to how he has got on and whether he has actually got his luggage back today. And we're talking about Monday here, so this is day 3 of not having his suitcase from Heathrow Airport. And because of this happening, I did actually want to give you a few top tips if you're preparing your bags to go on holiday this summer. So very important here, if possible, do get yourselves an Apple AirTag or any kind of luggage tracker as well. Because it's app-based, you can actually see in real time where your luggage is and where your bags are. So make sure you get one of those. Also as well, if you're buying any clothes for your trip, whether you're buying clothes, toiletries, towels, anything, keep those receipts separate and just keep them to the side as well, just in case your luggage does go completely missing. At least you can know as well how much you spent and how much you can claim back from your travel insurance. Also, another top tip as well, photograph the contents of your suitcase and actually show what's gone into your suitcase as well. This is further proof for your insurance company should your suitcase go missing. It's all very well claiming for branded designer gear when actually you're just taking Primark t-shirts with you. So if you are taking anything valuable and you do have those receipts or you've just purchased something, keep those receipts aside. Also, when you're checking in your bag as well, when you're at airport check-in at your departure airport, make sure you take a photograph of the little barcodes that they put around your suitcase as well. They will give you a sticker that corresponds to your bag, but sometimes this sticker can fall off your passport. They normally stick it onto the back of your passport, or you just lose that sticker. Get a photograph of that barcode as well, because then that'll prove that you are the owner of your case, and they can then track it down with that barcode too. But I would also recommend getting a huge A4 piece of paper and writing down the address where you're staying in your holiday resort. Write down an email address and write down your telephone number too. If you're heading back to your home destination, put your home address on there as well with your email address and your telephone number, because at the end of every year, at the end of every holiday season, they do auction off suitcases that have absolutely zero identification in them, and they can't return them to their owners. So if you've got your name and address in there, you should stand some chance of getting it back, even if you don't get it back on your holiday. Now, this is also very, very important. Make sure that aside from actually packing your case, that in your carry-on luggage, the luggage that you take on to the plane with you, you have 1 to 2 days of clothes with you. So we're talking immediately, make sure you've got a swim costume with you. Make sure maybe you've got some flip-flops so you can actually get down to the pool quickly. Make sure you packed a couple of t-shirts, maybe a pair of shorts as well. And that's just kind of like the bare minimum, and some underwear as well. Very important to pack some extra underwear as well. And that should kind of get you through the next couple of days if your bag does go missing on arrival at your destination airport. Also as well, in the case of David, they did pack their prescription medication in their hold luggage. Do not do this. Always take prescription medication in your cabin baggage with you, and take your prescription too. It won't get taken away from you when you're going through security, so just make sure you pack that, and then you're going to have it with you at all times. If your case does go missing, then as in the case of David, you'll then have to go running around to find a doctor and find a hospital too. And finally, do not pack anything of value in your check-in luggage. So don't pack iPads, do not pack any cash, don't pack expensive jewellery or watches or any designer sunglasses into your check-in luggage. Do not do that. Make sure you carry all of that in your cabin baggage. But the biggest piece of advice in this video is please do not pack any kind of power bank or lithium battery into your check-in luggage. Why? Because I did hear from the very lovely James as well, who's been over on the island on a very short holiday. When he arrived back at Birmingham Airport, this is what happened to his suitcase. Now you can see that his suitcase somehow had caught fire, and it's possibly from something else on the plane and another piece of luggage. Lithium batteries and power banks, if they overheat, they can cause a fire, and they can also bring a whole plane down as well. So it looks like there's some kind of small fire in the hold of the plane, and several pieces of luggage has been affected. So please do not pack power banks or lithium batteries into your check-in baggage, and do carry them onto the plane with you. Also as well, check your travel insurance. Make sure you double check your travel insurance, as it covers you for replacement items if your suitcase does go astray. And in fact as well, just make sure you've got travel insurance anyway. You should take out travel insurance as soon as you book your holiday, but double check it now. If you are going on holiday this summer, make sure you've got travel insurance and make sure you're covered for incidences like this, and also how much you're going to be covered for. Sometimes there is a limit on how much you can claim for. It could be around €500 or £500, something like that. So just bear that in mind too, and try not to take mega expensive items with you on holiday. So I'm just cutting into the video here because I do have an update, and actually I've just come down to Magaluf and to Blackbeard's to have a spot of lunch, but I've checked my email and David has sent me another message, and he has a huge explanation here from British Airways, which isn't the news he wanted. I'll just give you an idea as well of what has been said. Well, David said to me, he said, no sign of our bags, but we have had this update from British Airways that may help. And I don't think it does really. It says, dear customer, we're contacting you to apologise for the failure of Heathrow Airport's baggage systems at Terminal 5 on Friday, the 15th of May, and to provide you with an update on what we're doing to reunite affected customers with their bags as quickly as possible. We know that being without your bags is a hugely frustrating position to be in, and we're very sorry for the inconvenience caused to those affected. Now, I'm only going to read you that bit because there's a huge long story here, and it does go on for quite a while. There's a whole story as to what the actual technical issue is. I'll just put it on the screen here. If you want to pause the video, you can read it. It's also saying as well that they've been in, if you've been in touch for updates about the bags, we're doing everything that they can to respond individually, but obviously they're not resourced to do so. They've talked about the problem with long haul flights. They've talked about the problem with short haul flights. But do you know what they haven't talked about? And that is the problem of David's bags actually still being somewhere in Heathrow Airport and not here in Mallorca for his holiday. They've also said as well, if you haven't completed the baggage form, to do so, which obviously David has done. They've also provided the same telephone numbers as well that were provided in the last piece of information too. Go on to provide more information about getting essentials, and they said do not hesitate to get essentials. And I would say actually, David said that he was visiting the laundrette. I'd say, David, please, for yourself and your wife, go out and buy clothes for every day. Don't be wasting days of your holiday in the laundrette. And for British Airways to expect you to do that, I'd say shop for every day that they do not provide your belongings, your case hasn't been returned. And then they just say as well after that, warm regards, British Airways, thank you again. Well, I have to say that the biggest problem here is that British Airways and maybe other airlines just aren't resourced enough to cope with situations like this when things do go wrong. So please take the tips that I've given you in this video when you are packing, and like I said, make sure you keep all your valuables with you in your cabin baggage so you have them when you get on the plane, and also make sure you keep your medication with you. Anyway, back to the video. But please let me know what your experience has been travelling to Palma or anywhere actually this summer. I have seen some comments that on some days some passengers have been in for a little bit of a wait getting their luggage over here at Palma Airport, but I'm very keen to hear your experience, or indeed as well, just like David, you were on that flight on Friday. Have you got your luggage back? Let me know in the comments. I'm also going to make a post on the Mallorca Under the Sun Facebook page and the Mallorca Under the Sun Facebook group asking how was your journey, and you can put any comments on there. You can put your experience going through the entry and exit system, your experience at passport control, or your experience picking up your luggage, or even your transfers as well. Anything that you want to put, that you want to make other viewers aware of if you're coming into Palma Airport, even if it means putting someone's mind at rest, do a comment on that post. We're not accepting separate posts about your journey through Palma Airport, otherwise the group and the page would be absolutely full of posts about this. So please just comment directly on the post that has been made, and you'll easily be able to see that. I'll make sure it's at the top of the page. If you are travelling as well, make sure you join the Mallorca Under the Sun Facebook group and the page as well, and see what other travellers or other holiday makers' experiences have been like coming through the airport. Okay everyone, that is actually quite a big topic, but we're going to move on very quickly to the cruise news and the weather forecast for the week ahead. So what have we got in terms of cruise ships coming into Palma Port this week? Just so you can plan your day trip into Palma and maybe around the old towns such as Port de Sóller and Valdemosa. Well, we are in for a busy week over at Palma Port this week. We have got 50,000 cruise ship passengers, and the busiest day this week is going to be on Saturday the 23rd of May, and we're looking like we're going to have in the region of around 11,500 cruise ship passengers coming in. Plus, the second busiest day is going to be on Sunday the 24th of May. We've got the MSC Seaside bringing 5,000 passengers. We've got the Sun Princess bringing over 4,000 passengers, and so we're going to have a total of around 10,000 cruise ship passengers coming in that day. But then Sundays tend to be pretty quiet in Palma, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. The quietest day though, if you are looking to go into Palma one day this week, I'd recommend going in on Thursday the 21st. There's only 780 cruise ship passengers coming in, and like I always say, not everyone leaves the boat either, but just to give you an idea of how busy it will be. But the old towns and Palma City is going to feel a little bit less busy this week because we are expecting an amazing weather forecast for the week ahead. Last week the roads were absolutely packed on the cloudy and rainy days that we did have, and Palma City was absolutely packed. It was impossible to get parking in Palma, and there's a lot of road congestion too. But this week it's looking good weather-wise. In fact, it looks like summer is arriving at the end of this week. I'm actually wearing trousers today. I have to say, we've got a cool wind blowing through the resorts today, but we are going to be getting highs of 27 degrees as the week does go ahead. Evening lows are going to average around 12-13 degrees, so evenings are still quite cool, and make sure you bring a wide mix of clothes if you're coming over here on holiday for this week. And don't forget as well, don't forget your factor 50 sunscreen too if you are travelling, particularly if you're coming over with kids. Okay everyone, thank you very much for watching this video. I'm going to drop a couple of videos appearing both here and here on YouTube as well, just so you can get an idea of what to expect from your holiday if you're travelling soon. In the meantime, I'll be back with another island update next Monday. Subscribe to the channel, and don't forget you can find me on Facebook, you can find me on Instagram, also called Mallorca Under the Sun, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Goodbye for now.